Hey Nathan, this is Jamie, and this is my response to your video. I know you touched a lot of base on the hypergenism in female athletes and how they're pretty much being treated unfairly, and I do agree. I think that there is a lot that scientists and the sporting community does need to look into on how to make sure that female athletes are all having fair and equal play time, in the sense that if they do have higher testosterone, how are we going to be able to differentiate what is being naturally produced by their body, and then also what is being taken like a supplement or performance enhancing. It's a very difficult topic, only in the sense that there's really no regulation on it, and in my opinion, you shouldn't have females who just have this situation, this medical situation. If they're not personally taking the performing enhancement, it's not like they're going out of their way to inject testosterone into their bodies. And so why should they have to be punished if that's just how their bodies are naturally made? It'd be like having basketball and everybody's averaging at 6 foot tall, but then you have Yao Ming who's coming in at 7 feet tall. Now, is he going to be punished because he's so tall and he can't play anymore? To make the playing field, his body is just naturally naturally produce that human growth hormone so that he can grow taller. It's in his genetics. Females shouldn't have to be treated any different. So I do agree. I did find an article, and it on testosterone and female athletic performance. And it was pretty interesting to find that they took a bunch of different elite female athletes and tested their genetics, and they found out that like 7 in every 1,000 or on average were showing that they did have an XY chromosome. They just didn't know. So their bodies weren't able to, or they didn't show that they were male. They had female body parts, but they were in fact male. And so having to go through this and having to categorize is where I think that there was a lot of difficulties. And the article didn't really explain what the solution was or how they felt the solution was. They were just bringing up the different issues of testing, and it was all by volunteer. It wasn't like they took people against their without letting them know. They just wanted to run a stats report, pretty much. So they're looking at those who just naturally produced a higher amount of testosterone, those who were in the normal range for a female testosterone level, and then out of all of those, which ones have an XY? Did some of the XY have lower testosterone? Did some of the XY have higher? Different things on like that category. So it was really interesting to see like really how much 7 out of 1,000 doesn't seem that much, but it's a, in my opinion, a really big find. I didn't agree with the article completely because they were saying that if a female had higher testosterone, that they should be limited from athletic play. And so I definitely don't agree with that. But it was interesting to see what kind of findings they had. So if you would like to look at it, I'll link at the bottom as well. My question for you, though, is in the situation where the article did find so many individuals with an XY chromosome, what should be taken further from that point? I know that IOC may have different regulations, but at that point they're technically labeled as male. Should they be forced to compete at the male level, even though they have lower testosterone in that sense? They look female, they play female, they've been playing female athletics for a while. What should be the next role, and how can we regulate that as well? I look forward to hearing your response. Have a good day.